Next, we will discuss council meeting processes as well as key special education topics that are often a focus of discussion for the Council on Special Education. Typically, council meets quarterly 4 times a year from 10 in the morning to 3 p.m. However, council or DPI may request additional council meetings as needed during the year. Due to the COVID-19 public health emergency, council members have not met in person since 2020, but DPI may resume in-person meetings at the Jeff 3 DPI building where the Wisconsin DPI Madison office is located, but will continue to allow virtual meeting attendance for all council meetings moving forward. Meeting notices and reminders are sent to council members throughout the school year and will outline options for virtual and in-person meeting attendance when available. Council members typically request a live virtual or in-person public forum to be scheduled each year. When council decides to hold a public forum, council members are required to attend as it is a council meeting. In addition to the live public forum, council members sometimes will also request an online public comment period for members of the public to comment to council during a commenting period window of approximately 1 week. In addition, council members are invited to the annual State Superintendent Special Education and Pupil Leadership Conference. This conference is Wisconsin DPI's conference for members of the Division of Learning Support, which includes the Special Education Team, Wisconsin School for the Deaf, Wisconsin Center for the Blind and Visually Impaired, the Wisconsin Deaf-Blind Technical Assistance Project, and the Student Services Prevention and Wellness Team. Council members are also encouraged to attend the IDA State Advisory Panel and State Interagency Coordinating Council's webinars. These organizations provide guidance and leadership to state advisory councils across the country. All council meeting dates and events can be found on the Wisconsin DPI Council Meeting webpage. The following are the types of votes the Council on Special Education might make. The most common votes of council for each meeting include votes of approval of the past meeting minutes and adjournment of each meeting. At times, there also may be a vote to make a recommendation to the State Superintendent of Public Instruction. Less common, but still within the scope of Council on Special Education, is a request to form a subcommittee or work groups on a specific topic or interest area. Subcommittees and work groups can be requested by any council member if a member of council would like to bring together other council members, DPI staff, or members of the community to further discuss a specific topic to help make a recommendation to the State Superintendent of Public Instruction. A quorum of at least 1/2 of council members must be present to hold a vote, make recommendations, or form a subcommittee or work group. Council chairs will facilitate the voting process. Any council member can make a motion for a vote, make a recommendation to the state superintendent, or request a subcommittee or work group be formed. Council members have the options of voting yes, no, or they may abstain from voting or making recommendations. DPI staff often assist in the collection of votes or assist in forming council recommendations with the council chairs during or after council meetings. And DPI staff also help relay those recommendations to the Office of the State Superintendent. Regular meeting topics of council include council chair reports, reports from the Wisconsin DPI Special Education Team Director. Council will review current DPI state complaints and due process hearing decisions. And council will review public forum and family engagement servant comments at various times during the year. In addition, the council often will review Wisconsin State Performance Plan, or SPP. The State Performance Plan represents the Department of Public Instruction's plan for improving outcomes of children with disabilities in Wisconsin. The United States Department of Education, Office of Special Education Programs, monitors the DPI using quantifiable indicators in each of 3 priority areas. For each of the following priority areas, there are specific indicators that DPI must report progress to the U.S. Department of Education, Office of Special Education Programs each year. The data DPI reports is based on the data DPI collects from each school district in Wisconsin through both annual and cyclical data collections. You can click on the website link on this slide or do a web search for Wisconsin DPI State Performance Plan to find out more specific information about each of the indicators highlighted on the next few slides. The first set of indicators monitored by the U.S. Department of Education relate to the provision of a free and appropriate public education in the least restrictive environment. The indicators under this section include graduation, dropout, assessment, suspension and expulsion, educational environment for school-age and preschool students, preschool outcomes, and parent involvement, or how we like to say in Wisconsin, family engagement. The second set of indicators monitored by the U.S. Department of Education relate to states' exercise of general supervisory authority, including child find, effective monitoring, the use of resolution sessions, mediation, voluntary binding arbitration, and a system of transition services. Indicators under this section include timely special education evaluations, preschool transition to school age, transition goals for students 14 and up in Wisconsin, post-high school outcomes, resolution sessions, mediation, and the State Systemic Improvement Plan, also known as SSIP. The third set of indicators monitored by the U.S. Department of Education relate to disproportionate representation of racial and ethnic groups in special education and related services, to the extent the representation is a result of inappropriate identification of districts. These indicators include inappropriate identification in special education and inappropriate identification in specific disability categories.